Ponytown's full release. It's only a matter of time, although I guess really it'd probably be another 10 years, 50 years, who really knows, but eventually the game will have a full release. Currently, if you guys are unaware, Ponytown is in what's considered an alpha, an early alpha. I wouldn't really say it's early alpha anymore, I would just say alpha. It hasn't even really entered a beta stage yet. So what is a full release of Ponytown going to look like? Today I want to go over a list of things I expect to see in a full version of Ponytown. Perhaps they couldn't even be considered a full release until these things are met. But let's go ahead and start off with number one, being that all the currently promised features will eventually be added to the game. There's currently a big list of these. I made a video about a bunch of promised features and things like that before, but just to sum them up, there is stuff like the tables functioning properly. Currently, you can't place things on tables, or if you can't place them on like the top half of tables and stuff like that. A lot of tables work really weird, and a lot of times they just go underneath the table when you want to put them on top of the table. I think a proper table system would eventually come. The mini-map that are for Patreon exclusive members, eventually that would have to be finished and added as well, and it is a promised feature that will eventually be given to all the players, so that's another thing that would eventually end up in the game. And of course, mini games is something that is also promised. If you go to their Patreon, they describe that they want to eventually add mini games and stuff like that. So mini games are of course another promised feature that is lumped up in with this, and a report button. That is, I believe, a promised feature. I could be wrong there, but I believe a report feature is probably something we're going to have in the full release of the game regardless. So I just lumped it in there with number one of all the currently promised features. So number two is a system to advertise your roleplay outside of just boop 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 to join, boop boop or whisper to join the lab, boop boop me, I boop me and you can get in my party. I think there'll be something similar to being able to go to the docks and to pressing a button or opening up some kind of menu, and it will have a list of almost like servers, like how you see in something like Lethal Company, or even in Baldur's Gate 3 when you go to like lobbies there, or just anything where it's an open source of lobbies, just a whole big list of lobbies, and like, oh, this person's doing a lab roleplay and they need X amount of people for it or whatever, or this person's doing this, and you could just join straight up off that. You wouldn't have to get invited, you can just join from that. I think in addition, there would probably be featured islands or featured roleplays or something like that, maybe once a month or maybe once every season or something like that. They're like, hey, here's a bunch of maps that we created, like the Ponytown devs or something created these maps, and you guys can go on there and copy the map, or it's just a free copy you get to hold on to forever or something like that. I don't know, just something with a better system to join roleplays and advertise roleplays, I think would definitely make it to the full release. And number three here, we have at least one more building or location. This could come in the form of a map expansion or something, I'm not really sure, but a new location, maybe something near like the beach or something like that. I've mentioned before, like tiki bars and an aquarium and things like that. There are fish in the game files. They're there in the event server, so maybe an aquarium makes sense, but just some other building somewhere. Something like that would be really nice, and I think it would probably come in the form of a minor map expansion. So I think eventually that would happen, and it would definitely be after or during the full release. Number four is more map tools for your island. So things like being able to multi-select items. So I can clone multiple items or delete multiple items, or clone, move, delete, any kind of thing like that, where I can grab a bunch of items and do whatever I want with them without having to manually select each and every individual one. There's a tool very similar to this, again, on the event server. If you guys ever have the pleasure of being able to host an event there and you guys have access to the map tools there, it's a super handy tool, being able to multi-select stuff, and I think something like that should eventually come to the game, and I would expect it to be there at full release. In addition to this, I think something like functioning windows, windows in wall decor, being able to actually snap to walls and stuff like that, all those kinds of things would also be lumped in there with more map tools and stuff. I think we would definitely expect to see all that at a full release. 5, this one's probably going to be kind of short, but the most popular requests would probably be in the game within reason. There are some requests that are popular that I don't think would ever come to the game, like, I want to be able to be a tiny pony or a larger pony than the normal size we have now. That kind of thing, I don't think we would ever get. Maybe an NPC. I don't think like currency or anything like that would ever come. These are popular features that I don't think would come, but there's a lot of popular features that would definitely come to the game, and at a full release, if they're not there, I think a lot of people would be kind of disappointed. But yeah, new sprites as well. It's number 6 here, new sprites. Things like birds, maybe dragonflies. That would be kind of cool. We have butterflies and fireflies, but we don't have like dragonflies or something, and I think that could be kind of nice to have. Or maybe some other bug related thing, or some other flying creature, maybe even a cat, or if you want to go really wacky, maybe you could throw in some turtles or something. I don't know, but just some more animal sprites that just on the map somewhere to make it a little bit more lively. They might even tweak those and kind of fix those up a little bit better as well, because currently they kind of act a little bit weird. They will just fly straight through walls, so it'd be nice to see an improved version of them where they don't do that. But again, we're talking full release, so who knows what that would look like. And number 7, another quick one here, but weather. I think weather could eventually come to the game. They have, you know, the rain that supposedly was added in ancient times, but was then promptly removed, or was considered being added and then was never added because it was too laggy or something. That was the rumor I ended up hearing long ago anyway. So yeah, maybe rain could come to the game eventually, as well as like snow, and maybe you could throw in some kind of more wind elements. Currently in like fall or whatever, you can actually see the leaves fall off the tree. It could be something similar to that with the leaf effects. Maybe you can actually see leaves just blowing randomly across your screen or something. That could be nice. Just minor weather like that. Number 8, collection rewards, a reason to actually collect things like clovers and pearls and stuff. I'm really not sure why they, I understand why they added pearls and stuff like that, but at the same time, when they added them, I was questioning the reason why they added them, because it's like, why add this item? It doesn't do anything. It literally just inflates an artificial number. It doesn't do anything special. You can't, it's hard to even brag about it because like it's so rare, no one's really getting these, and if you do have a ton of them, it's like, okay, mister, I spend all my time in Ponytown. You either have more than your friends and get blasted for it, or less than your friends and get blasted for it, basically is what I'm saying. So the pearls, the clovers, these kinds of things, just they don't have a purpose, and right now it doesn't really seem like there's any use to them besides, aha, I have more than you. So it'd be nice to have some actual rewards for this. I think after a full release or something like that, these could come in the form of like, oh, you've collected 1,000 clovers, so you got this weird clover accessory, or oh, you've collected 1,000 pearls, so you get this pearl or ocean themed thing or something. I don't know. There could be items that you can unlock by collecting these items. And if they do add rewards for this, then they could eventually add more collectibles like special flowers, or maybe like with the birds, if they add birds, maybe there's feathers you can collect or something like that. All kinds of cool stuff. This is just my short list. Oh, and one more thing too, while I'm thinking of it, there probably would be a lot more accessories and animations and emotes and things like that, obviously, because they're always going to be adding that. I think even after a full release, a lot of updates are going to include new accessories, new furniture items, new animations or emotes or something like that. One that could be kind of neat would be the ability to kind of dive underwater or something. That might be kind of cool. Your whole body just kind of goes underwater. Maybe your tail sticks out or something when you do it, and you stay underwater for like 2 seconds before you come back out. That could be a kind of little fun one. Or even, again, this is a highly requested one, but actually being able to hold out your wings but not fly. That's another common one. So yeah, these are just a list of some things that I expect to see in a full release of Ponytown. Let me know in the comments below what you expect to see in Ponytown at its full release. This might be another decade from now, but this is the list I think of. Let me know what you think would come to the game. And yeah, please do consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and doing all of those wonderful things like that. Because when you do wonderful things like that, not only do you get access to wonderful content such as this, but you also get to become wonderful yourself. And I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.